Daniel Barel is with us, CEO, co-founder, REE Automotive. Thank you for being with us. So I'll start with the obvious question, all about by-wire technology. Since we mentioned it in the intro, what is it and what makes it better than what we know now?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. The by-wire technology is very, very known to people, but new to automotive. It's how airplanes fly, basically. There are no mechanical connection between the drive, steer, and brake components of the vehicle. So we basically have a vehicle that is run by software, by computers, by an array of computers. And why is it better? Well, because it's just better in every way, in a sense that it's safer, it's easier to maneuver, it is more capable of making your own decisions, and it is scalable in a sense that you can design it better for function. So we are able to build vehicles that are better, more economic, and better utilized by the world's largest fleets that we work with. A couple names to mention would probably be, I don't know, Penske and U-Haul.
Yeah, and you've recently, I saw your quarterly report, I see a beat there, still working on some profitability numbers, revenues higher, cash infusion, strategic alliance with Mothers, and that's an interesting part of it too, with Mothers, and because that's all about auto parts and suppliers there. Tell me about the latest quarter and some of the cash that you've been raising, you've been securing funding.
Yes, so yeah, we just came off our probably best quarter ever earlier today, and we announced an investment of $45 million that was led by our biggest shareholder, M&G Investments, and Motherson, who took a strategic investment in a round, as we're partnering with them on a strategic agreement around supply chain, and this is actually pivotal for, I think, for the entire industry, because where EV companies usually struggle is production hell, where it's very difficult to scale up. It's very difficult for new tech companies to move to scale, and that collaboration now with Motherson, who is a very large player, global player in automotive. They have, I think, a fiscal revenue of about $17.2 billion, 400 plants across the world, 44 countries, 190,000 employees. The fact that they're going to be running our supply chain is critical, because it allows us to scale faster. It allows our customers, the largest fleets and other OEMs that we work with, to count on us that we'll be able to scale faster, to have steady production, and for us as a company, as a tech company, to actually focus on what's important for us, which is our core, the tech. So I think this is really important. We're also announced today that we've kicked off our US production together with Roush Industries, and we're going to be assembling our full by-wire trucks out of Michigan. And all in that is when we also showed that we grew our demand. The demand has been growing for our product by 15% quarter over quarter, almost 300% year over year, where majority of the other industry in EV especially is showing a decline. So I think very strong demand there. So quite a nice quarter.
Yeah, I think that news about Roush was a big deal for Roush Industries and doing those vehicles, the P7 vehicles in Detroit, the Detroit factory there. I think definitely folks liked that very much, hearing about that. And then in the meantime, your company is developing modular technology, these EV platforms. You have the battery technology, motor technology, software technology, and then the EV makers don't need to do so much, right? They take that and sort of roll with it. Is that what happens?
Yeah, so on one hand, we're an automotive player. We're an OEM, so we can build our own trucks, certify them. We're the first ever to certify, have an FMVSS cert for by-wire vehicles on the road. However, our motto, ever since we started, was to complete, not to compete. Our goal is to basically be the, if I may, the Intel Inside for automotive, for every OEM to be using our technology. So the idea is that we're going to give them our technology through the REE corners, through those modules that control steering, braking, and drive, and they'll be able to complete the rest. They'll be able to put the cabin on it, the seating, the clothing, so on and so forth.
So tell me about the world of EVs, because, we run hot and cold on this. We were hearing that more than half of the cars purchased going forward in China will be all EVs, and I think it's in Switzerland that so many are all EVs. But there was also a lot of reports that EV demand had been slipping, and that's why people changed to hybrid. How much demand is there for EV vehicles here in the United States, EV trucks? You mentioned that as well. Where do we stand with that? Is it a big growing industry, or how would you describe it?
Well, I think it's one of the largest growing industry today in America, especially because if you think about it, especially in the commercial vehicle market, in our segment, which is 3 to 5, the demand is for yearly demand is about 240,000, and only a very small fraction of it is actually electrified. And up until now, the reason for not electrifying fleets was the lack of infrastructure, of charging infrastructure, which was solved in the last about couple of years. And now fleets want to electrify more and more vehicles, but the problem is there is not enough product offering out there that meets their needs in terms of reliability, scalability, and range. And what we see for REE, and this is the demand that we've been showing quarter over quarter here, is that our vehicles are actually meeting that demand, and we can see a very strong demand from large fleets that are interested in electrifying. And the reason that they want to electrify is, of course, carbon neutrality and Earth, but not less important is that our electric vehicles in general, and our vehicle in particular, have lower TCO, total cost of ownership. So actually the fleet pays less. It costs the fleet less to operate those vehicles all the time.
I wanted to, last but not least, just to ask you about what you would say to Elon Musk or any of the other EV developers. I'm sure you talk to some of them sometimes as well. But what would you like them to be doing at this time? I mean, what would you tell them?
Well, I'll tell them what I've been telling them for a while. We need to work together. I think electrifying the world fleets and the world auto industry is a work that needs to be done collaboratively and joining forces, and each one of us should concentrate on their core. And by doing that, we can actually lift far more above our weight as opposed to compete against each other. This is why we're constantly looking on ways to collaborate, not to compete.
Yeah. Are you collaborating with any of the big names that we know right now today?
We actually announced today that we are working with 3 car makers that are interested in our technology. So we are.
All right. Are they U.S.-based car makers?
That we did not yet announce. But
all right, Dan, you got to give me
global.
You had to give me some credit for at least asking, right? Daniel Barel, thank you. It's great to see you. No, it's wonderful to see you, and congratulations on a quarter, which I know you said was a really great one, and we look forward to speaking with you in the future. CEO, co-founder at REE Automotive. Thank you, Daniel Barel. Thank you.